Good morning. Welcome to AeU webinar 2021. Today is our fourth webinar. And today we bring a team which is called, the team will be focused on university industry collaboration. Okay, so the team is for the webinar will be unperturbed but we mutated stronger. So today is our we call it as our Adjunct Professor Forum that will focus a discussion on university industry collaboration. And we are very proud today to have three of our adjunct professors to be the panel for this webinar. So I would like to read the synopsis for this webinar. Universities are committed to excellent teaching, innovative research, and the personal and intellectual growth of its students in a diverse academic community. Emphasis on university industry collaboration. It is a global trend, not only in OECD countries, but also in emerging economies and increasing developed countries, including Malaysia. Often governments play a role in these types of collaboration. And this three-way partnership between industry, government, university are sometimes called Triple Helix. For example, the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2015 to 2025 for higher education has highlighted that the need to take collaboration between universities and industries in the next level. The objective of this webinar is to discuss how both institutions and industries could mutually gain from these collaborations by addressing the fundamental issues such as what is university industry collaboration? Why would universities and industry collaborate? What helps university industry collaboration succeed? Often, the partnership usually originates from the STEM areas, but how can a university find an industry partner in the non-STEM areas? And what will be the future models of university industry collaboration in the post-COVID era? In this webinar forum, we are pleased to have a panel of three doyens who are AeU adjunct professors and have expertise in university industry partnership to share their first-hand experience on how to initiate and sustain this partnership, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So please welcome Professor Dr. Tan Yu Chong, Advisor for International Association for Coastal Reservoir Research, IACCRR. He is also Executive Advisor to Malaysian Maritime Silk Road Research Society, Executive Advisor for Malaysia Innovation, Invention and Creativity Association. Please welcome Dr. Tan. Next, Professor Dr. Marco Timan. He is Chief Executive Officer of LLB International, Professor of Halal Supply Chain Management, Help University, Research Fellow at University Malaya Halal Research Centre. And our third panel for today is Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Surya Negara. He is from Universitas Indonesia. He is the Principal Investigator on the research area of ICT policy, technology management, the IoT, 4G, 5G, and wireless communication technology, and concerning both technical research and regulatory aspects. So we are very pleased and very proud today to have all of you to be in our webinar. Thank you very much. So in terms of procedures, the moderator shall present the same issue to the three speakers, followed by their responses, and then followed by question and answer. Participants can post the questions online and they will be answered during the Q&A session. The subsequent question from the moderator shall be addressed to another speaker on rotational basis. After all speaker has given their views, there shall be a 10 minutes of question and answer to summarize the topic for today. So, without further ado, I would like to pose the first question, which is, just before COVID-19 pandemic, university and industry collaboration are on the rise, especially with the emergence of the fourth industrial revolution or IR 4.0, while universities and their industry partners have different missions. They also have complementary skill sets. Each brings something to table for innovative discoveries. What is or are university industry collaborations? So first, I would like to invite Professor Datuk Dr. Tan Yu Chong to give your response, and we will be followed up by Prof. Marco, and also and then follow up by Dr. Muhammad Surya Negara. So please, Professor Datuk. Okay. I think we can we start with Prof. Marco then? Is it okay?
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Titik. It's a great honor to be here speaking at this panel. When we talk about university industry collaboration, I think the bottom line is that universities are delivering talents that are needed by the industry. In other words, supply should meet the demand. It's also about synergy, I think, so that collaboration between universities and industry creates value adding. So I think it's important that there's a good understanding of emerging requirements by university. So it's important that also universities have industry expertise, definitely. Secondly, it's important that the curricula, the programs of universities are co-created also by industries, together with the industry, and that there's a high frequent involvement of students with the industry along the program. On the other hand, I think it's also a responsibility of industries to be located in the university. So we have to bring, as university, we have to bring industries into the university. Examples are here like learning factories, which also happened in Malaysia. Some universities have done that and very well developed overseas. Also, when you have a coffee cafe in the universities, can very well be operated by students themselves. And create, I think, also business incubators so that you promote entrepreneurship among students to start the business already during their university course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. I would pose the same question to Dr. Muhammad Surya Negara.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Titi. Good morning, all. So back to the issue of the collaboration between university and industry. I always return to the why it happens. I mean, it is actually basically an effort to make knowledge, ideas in university, because university have the idea, university have the knowledge, and while on the other side, industry has the capacity, has the ability to transform that knowledge into the real application into the real product that really needed by the society. So this collaboration, per definition, is like an effort to bring the added value of this knowledge created by the university with the perspective to benefit the society. For example, we know that many useful technological products are collaborative, are actually a collaborative output from the university and then produced by the industry. Because basically, university only the work by university, the nature work of the university is actually working, educating the student, making a papers, making a journal, that is. But when university have the responsibility to bring benefit to society, I mean to improve the civility, to make a society being more prosper or being more civilized, then university have tried to make this knowledge applied to the society. And then that's why university need to collaborate with industry. And that is collaboration. the knowledge from the university, benefiting to society by collaborating with the industry. Even though, if we look at the university, some scholar, I mean the recent scholar argue that based on quantitative study, at least I think back to 10, 15 years ago, but it is a recent study actually, to 2019 by some other scholar. There is no obvious correlation between industry engagement and research performance in terms of journal paper. I mean, in terms of the output of the university. Yeah. While it means that this indicate that academic performance is usually measured by publication and is not affected by industry. So it is somehow bring skeptical why we need collaborate if the output of the collaboration not bring academic performance for university. But this is another issue, because the main issue of the collaboration between university and industry is the end target that is benefiting society. So that is my perspective of when you ask what is the collaboration. Collaboration university and industry is the effort to transform the knowledge, synergy with the industry, while at the end benefiting the society. Thank you, Prof. Titik.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Surya. Okay, I would like to call upon Dr. Tan to give your views, on the question, what is university industry collaborations? Please, Dr. Tan.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Titik, and I would like to thanks AeU for inviting me to be one of the speaker for today's Adjunct Professor Forum. So with regards to the first question here, I agree with Professor Surya's view. Is university and industry collaboration, we need to turn it benefit to the communities. So for example, I would like to share my experience when I worked as a Secretary General for Ministry of Primary Industries. So responsible for plantation industry and also commodities. So we work closely with the local university and also foreign university to collaborate in research, R&D on technology, and also product innovations. For example, the palm oil products. Palm oil, we created the products vitamin E. Vitamin E using palm oil as a raw material and turn into products, and also other product like biofuel. We blend biodiesel, diesel, petrodiesel content with the palm oil. So for example, B20. So we use 20% palm oil as a raw material and 80% petrodiesel. So all this collaboration actually from at first between university and the industry, and initiated by the government as a good moderator, and also now we are looking at the opportunity for IR4. Yes, last year government officially launched the IR4 plan. That is not they create a lot of opportunities for the industry and also the university to explore more research collaboration. So this is a good prospect for the both party collaboration. I would like to share some other commodity like timber. Timber products we can turn into furniture. So Malaysia is one of the largest exporter, top 10 in the world to export furniture. So in terms of raw material, we can turn into the plywood product, and also the design. We work closely with the university to come up with a creative design. And besides all these things, I talk about the water and water industry also. We work closely with the the company and also the university, we work closely how to provide more good technology to the water services industry and also water resources industry. So from all this program, we name it as a program, and also project collaboration is very important. Then we want to come up with the expected output and outcome. So again, this thing will benefit the community. We turn into a commercial value. That's why the collaboration and the research finding from the university and work closely with industry is very important. We want the industry to be more dynamic, to be more competitive. It's not only just confined to whatever resources the industry has. The collaboration, we tap all the best brands from the university in the particular area, in the particular field, then to add value for the industry in terms of product, in terms of technology, and also this market access and other collaboration. So basically, I find that this collaboration is we can't stop that. It's a continuous effort. Only thing is the allocation. We need to how to optimize the allocation for each research.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Dato'. So we can see that the views from the panels on the what is university industry collaboration. So of course, first from Marco Timon to bring the industry to the university, and of course that's where we have business incubator set up in the university. Indirectly, we can create entrepreneur, young entrepreneur among the students as well. Okay, and very interesting from Dr. Surya, okay, whereby the main thing is that the main aim, yeah, for the university industry collaboration, yeah, is to bring knowledge to the society and get the society benefits, yeah, from the knowledge that has been created at the university. So it requires a synergy effort between the industry and university. And Dato' brings another aspect of collaboration that make up the triad collaboration, triangular, whereby the involvement of the industry. And now we see that how we come up. I mean, the country come up with a product, you know, very innovative product, which actually the ideas or the design come from the university. So thank you very much, panels. So I would like to go next to the second question. Second question is that our universities are committed to excellent teaching, innovative research, and the personal and intellectual growth of their students in a diverse academic community. In contrast, corporate culture is more guarded. They need to monetize the innovation, and they are very cautious on their investment. So why would university and industry collaborate? So so first I would like to call upon Prof. Marco, yeah, to give your views on this question. Why would university and industry collaborate, please?
Thank you, Prof. Titik. When universities want to grow, they want to handle more students. I think the bottom line is the reason why there should be collaboration is there should be a proper match between supply and demand of the future employees that are offered by the universities to the industry. In fact, it's the reason of existence as the university is an education institute. So if there's no demand for students and we are supplying in a market, we will be in trouble as universities. So on the other hand, we have to realize that if we are producing students, right, which we give a pilot certificate, we have to make sure that we are able that during the course of our programs, those students make enough flying hours. In other words, we need to give enough practice, industry practice, to our students during the entire program, already in the first year, second year, third year. There should be an engagement with the industry. The third one component, I think, also highlighted by Dr. Tan and Dr. Mohamed Surya, they also highlighted the importance of research. So we have to make sure that the research we are conducting at our universities indeed do matter for the industry. And so the research agenda, I think, is important, that they should not be entirely defined by academics. I think the research agenda should be determined to a high degree by the industry, because that is the only way to make possible that our industry and university collaboration will be effective. And as highlighted by Dr. Tan and Dr. Surya, this is an important component. Research is an important component for our universities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. So I would like to call upon Dr. Surya to give your response.
Thank you, Prof. Titi. Yes, I definitely agree with Professor Marco. I highlight the terms research. Research is very important, and this is why this is why we should have this collaboration, because I return to my view on the first question, that the end of any collaboration, any any creation of knowledge, as well as, because my background is technology, any creation of technology is to benefit society. While we're making research in university, this research has to be applied to the society. So this is why we should have collaboration. In university, in my field of technology, we only on the basic capacity of any university, we only can create technology maybe up to technological readiness level 4 or 5. It means that the knowledge, the technology only created up to the prototype on the laboratory basis, on the laboratory environment. So that's why we need industry, because industry, knowing the real condition on the market, knowing the real condition, what actually society needs. So research which is conducted in university, maybe up to readiness level 4, 5, bring to the industry, and the industry then they make a collaboration together with university to raising up this technological readiness. In terms of technology, I mean, technology readiness, up until this product or this the output of the research by university is ready to be diffused to the market. And this is why collaboration is important. The university need industry to further develop their research, and industry need university, because university is one who actually having the main responsibility to conduct research. Even though, yes, we know the industry also doing research, but university actually the main one who's doing research. So that and also we know that university do not have the ability to perform scalability. I mean, when we dealing with to scaling up the product or any things output of this knowledge, it is not a main responsibility of university. It is industry who has that capacity. Okay, so this is my view of why we should make collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Surya. I would like to call upon Dr. Tan on the same question, Dato', please.
Yeah, thank you. The second question, actually another aspect, perspective, and again, this thing, why we want to collaborate between university and industry. So I would like to share another real example here. There is a fund in Malaysia, AAIBE fund, contributed by the uh, independent power plant producer. So they share 1% of their revenue and contribute to this fund. So the main reason for this fund is to improve R&D and with the commercialization of research finding, so to support the industry, energy industry, particularly renewable energy. So in this case, again, what research we want is the applied research. So they know the industry needs and turn into market. Then from research problem, the real research problem identified by the industry, and they work closely with the university and come up with a series of program and projects from technology advances, and also create new renewable energy resources. Then again, this is a cycle. It's a business cycle, university, industry, and government, because the fund established and monitored by the government. So it's very important. And also, just now I mentioned in the first question that the commodities, like now again during COVID, we use a lot of rubber glove, surgical glove. So again, the potential for the rubber industry. Why? Malaysia, we as a top exporter of rubber surgical glove in the world. So due to this COVID-19, so another perspective, to create more opportunity between the collaboration university and industry. So this is now and also the future collaboration. So it's very important. We need to complement each other for now the initiative and also the future collaboration.
Okay, thank you very much, Dato'. It's very interesting, very very distinct input, yeah, from the panels, yeah, whereby from Prof. Marco just now, via the collaboration, university industry collaboration, we can make our students or we develop our students to be ready for employment, and where from and here there, yeah, the input from the industry is very important. Yeah, on from Dr. Muhammad Surya, yeah, we see that the university, yeah, the up to the product, yeah, from the innovation or from the research from industry up to the prototype level, yeah, but to make sure that it diffuse to the market, yeah, we need the industry input, you know. And Dato' has put a very good example of AAIBE, which is the fund generated by the independent power producer, which this fund, yeah, can be used by the universities, yeah, for applied research, whereby there we see the university industry collaboration, whereby the research problem actually identified by the industry, and the research done by the university is to come up with a innovative product to solve the problem. So we can see university industry collaboration is a synergy collaboration that it complement each other. The university need the industry, at the same time the university the industry need the university. Thank you very much, panel. So I would like to go to the next question. Strategic business industry research collaboration provide a myriad of benefits to their participants. For academics, these benefits can include opportunity to address challenging research questions with the real world applications, to see their research have tangible impact and gain access to new skills, data or equipment. On the other hand, companies or industry can improve business performance through developing new techniques or technology, de-risk investment in research and extend the capability and expertise available to the firm. So, the question, what helps university industry collaborations succeed and ensures a sustainable collaboration? So, for this question, I would like to call upon Dr. Muhammad Surya Negara to give your response. Please, Dr.
Thank you, Prof. Titi. So I'd like to highlight what Prof. Titi mentioned in the question, that the word real world application. Real world application, it somehow is a very important terms that industry and university collaboration should really hold firmly on making collaboration. So what will determine success is the ability, in my view, is the ability to read the market and the ability to read the industry resources according to the condition in which the collaboration is taking place. So I'm very much local view at the moment. I'm very much local view at the moment. For example, like this, I give you an example in developing countries where most developing countries, like in Indonesia, for example, in my country, we don't have an industry that produce wireless devices. So there are two types which can be done when we collaborate. First is collaboration related to the R&D core technology. Maybe for some university they have capacity to do research, a very deep research, but they need to synergy with the foreign industry. For example, in wireless device, Indonesia don't have that industry, so we have to collaborate with Huawei in China or Ericsson in Europe and others, which is industry is very far from the country. And if university can do that, it's very good. I mean, it's very perfect. However, on what is the most possible cooperation with the condition of the country is the local industries that develop application which is suitable by the market. Instead of collaborate on the very core hardware or advanced technology, university may collaborate on giving value added hardware, such as developing new application, a new use case, and integrated them by the condition of the country. Such as, for example, I give you an example of drone, the unmanned aerial vehicle, the flying drone. Drone is a technology produced by the advanced country, developed countries. Of Indonesia, we cannot produce drone, not yet at the moment. Technology or developing country, but we may integrate. We may build the use case of the drone for benefiting society. For example, drone for surveilling the natural disaster, for surveilling the forest fire, or drone for any application which is suitable with the market of the country of Indonesia. And this is the way that local industry in Indonesia may succeed by making collaboration between the university who maybe have the idea of adding value added of this technology, integrate them, and maybe do some sort of coding, and then bring the industry and make this a real example to the condition of the country. So the main point is we have to tailor-made to succeed. We have to tailor-made. We have to tailor the technology. We have to tailor the research. We have to tailor the collaboration with the market condition of the country. So that is my view. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Surya. So I would like to call upon Datuk Tan, to answer the same question. What helps university industry collaboration succeed and ensure sustainable collaboration? Please, Dr. Tan.
Thank you, Professor Titik. Again, this thing, there are a few points I would like to highlight. First, you want to ensure the collaboration succeed, and also sustainable collaboration. First thing, the leadership of the organization is very important. Either it's from the university, from the industry, or from the government. So it's very important. They must know what is the objective of the research, what they want. So before what they want, another principle is identify the real problems and issues. Because based on my experience, when I chaired the technical meeting of evaluation of all these research proposal, because some are not even identify the real problems and real issues, and also some are not even engaged with the industry. So this is a big mistake. When you want to conduct a research, especially the applied research, you must understand what is as a researcher perspective, you must understand what is the industry real problems and issues. Then from there, you come up with your research problem, research questions, and research methodology. So this all we need to see things from top-down perspective and bottom-up perspective. And also, the third point here I would like to highlight is the fund allocation. I'm sure every organization they have a limited fund or resources, and how are we going to optimize the existing resources or redeploy the resources is very important. At the same time, teamwork. We can come up with. We need to have a strong teamwork. The mutual understanding between the industry and the university to work together, optimize the human resources and also the time use, and again, all the problems we identify and resources will be allocated. How about the execution? Do you come up with a good project milestone, clear project milestone? And for example, one research you need to carry out within 3 years. Don't forget, 3 years down the time. So another new idea or new technology coming again. So we want to beat with the time. The speed is important. So why we should spend 3 years to finish one research? So if we can get it ready by 1 year, so that is execution and how you plan your research milestone and also follow up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Datuk. So next, the same question to Prof. Marco.
Thank you, Prof. Titik. Yeah, so the question is, what helps university industry to collaborate, succeed? I think, first of all, universities need to maintain very high standards. People often try to prefer to send their kids to the UK or the US. So I think in order for Malaysia and Indonesia to be successful as university, we have to maintain very high standards. We need to produce top students from our education institutes. Second, I think what we need to do is to attract industry people to become lecturer or professor. So it has to be worthwhile for industry people to make a career switch to education. And often with a lot of university, I've been working for a lot of university, that your payment or seniority depends on when did you get your PhD and how many academic articles have you published. That's often asked. So if you have been working for 20 years in the industry, you didn't publish any academic papers, and you might have got your PhD maybe 15 years later after you graduated with your master's. So how can we make it attractive to switch career from industry to academic? And I think, like, if you want to learn to fly, there's a good way to learn it from a pilot that had already some flying miles himself. So I think get more industry people into universities. Currently, we have an important KPI for professors that a lot of based on publication of academic research papers. a lot of academic things. And can we create new KPIs, introduce new key performance indicators that are more related to university industry collaboration? I think a last recommendation I would like to make on how to make collaboration successful is also for academics to not only produce academic papers, but also put it in a book. As I wrote a book about halal business management based on more than 15 years of research. Academic research is often hidden behind payment walls. So for industry people, they don't have access to our academic papers because they're not free of charge or difficult to find. So we have to make our academic research more accessible to industries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. So we can see that among the points to ensure collaboration, university industry collaboration succeed and to ensure sustainable collaborations, from Dr. Muhammad Surya, his point is that to make sure the research that being done by the university tailored to the needs of the local market. So this can be done through the industry and university collaboration. And Datuk Tan has pointed out a very important point there, a very important factor for successful and also sustainable university industry collaboration. That is the leadership, either the leadership of the university or the leadership of the government, whereby the leaders should realize and should understand the importance of university and industry collaboration. Okay, and fund is another important factors that being highlighted by Datuk Tan, while Prof. Marco, you give a very good point there, whereby to get more the industrial experts to come into the university. And now as all of us are aware, every programs you must have a industrial advisor, someone from the industry to advise on the curriculum development. And of course, Prof. Marco also highlighted a new KPI for the university, and also how we bring the knowledge at the university to the industry, one of it by publication, as Prof has mentioned just now, for example, the books that he has written. Thank you very much, all panels. I would like to go on, I'd like to take one question from the audience. I think I would like to have Datuk Tan to answer first, if you don't mind, Datuk. Okay. So the question is, Datuk, when technologies are at the hands of the industrialist, it may result in good or bad for our environment. So what do you think of that, Datuk?
Very insightful question.
Yeah.
From the good point of view, we can turn into it's a value addition. We can turn into profit from industry perspective. We look at the three bottom line principles here. First is economic, then followed by social, and followed by environment. Okay. So from good point of view, company can I use it to maximize the profit or optimize the profit and turn into social responsibilities and protect the environment. Okay, the bad point of it may be social and environment perspective. From the industry perspective, maybe they are not doing enough for the corporate social responsibility, because whatever profit, the allocation, plow it back to the society, they need to contribute more. At the same time, to protect and sustain the environment. So that is my view.
Thank you very much, Datuk. Very interesting there. Three aspects: economic, social, and environment. So both have positive and also negative. So what about Dr. Surya? What's your response to this question?
So, okay, thank you, Prof. Titi. Yes, this is somehow an inevitable phenomena. When we bring something to the industry, yes, it somehow bring bad environment in terms of, like, say, maybe I prefer to say harmful, and somehow it also bring benefit, of course, bring benefit to the society. And this is because of the consequence of the industry, like Dato just mentioned, maximizing the profit or optimizing the profit. Of course, we want both will not harm the environment. Okay, I look at maybe from the technological side. When we bring like the development of for example, our smartphone at the moment, of course it brings the harmful environment because of the battery. For example, this is a very close example on our daily technology that we use daily. Battery is very dangerous to the environment, but more and more and more technology we use every day, we need battery, we need battery, and we need battery. Of course, it's very bad for environment. Battery is very bad, but we need it and we love to use it. So industry, we cannot blame industry, because industry really based on supply and demand. Prof. Marco, maybe you, or Prof. Dato, that is the supply. Demand is high, so industry supply this, and because we want it. So what's my concern in this point is, this is why we need policy. This is very importance of the policy. It is very important for policymaker to take role, to take an active role to uh, uh, make a sort of regulation or sort of any kind of rules that technology, maybe, for example, in extreme way, for example, limit the number of devices. Okay, this is a very extreme condition. Maybe, for example, one person may only have maximum one smartphone, for example. It's a very extreme case. Even though maybe we cannot do this, but this is the extreme example how policymaker actually can should take rules when dealing, when we want to harmonize this issue. Thank you, Prof. Titi.
Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting example there. Okay, what about you, Prof. Marco? What do you think? Your response to this question?
Thank you, Prof. Yeah, it's an important question. I think the industry wants to reap out maximum profit. So they are profit driven, and if they have technology in hand, they can make a lot of money out. That is something that they would like to do unlimited until somebody corrects them, like the government. So some technologies might not be good for people, and hopefully what Dr. Muhammad Surya says, the government can intervene or set limits. So I think governance is important, definitely by regulatory institutions. The beauty of technology is implemented by industries that it is upskilled and big scale, and we learn what went wrong. And so we can make improvements. Whereas if it is limited to a university environment, it might never have been a full-blown experience. So I think the industry plays an important role in implementation, also get practical experience and make it improve. So I think we need to balance with what Dr. Muhammad Surya says about industry can do what they like, but there should be proper governance by government regulations to make sure that they don't misuse technology or has bad effect, a health effect to people. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. Okay, we go on to the next question, the fourth question. Often, the partnership usually originates from the STEM areas: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Furthermore, due to the financial downturn attributed to COVID-19 pandemic, the university's survival takes precedence over research vis-a-vis university industry collaborations. And how could now a university find an industry partner in the non-STEM areas? So I would like to call upon Datuk Tan to give your response on this.
Yeah, it's very interesting question. For industry, for university to find a good partner, in my view, due to the economic downturn, in fact, most of the company, corporate company or university, they are searching for collaboration and also research grant. And how to come up with a good partnership, I think the business model is very important. You want to work closely and long term is a win-win situation. So in this case, now we are not only just confined to STEM research, and we need to explore like behavioral science, non-STEM research. For example, marketing research, and in the context of palm oil, I would like to share the issues on the palm oil sustainability. So I used to work closely with the foreign university and also the local university. I invite some of the industry to participate, and we come up with a marketing survey and how the people from to perceive palm oil, especially in Europe, EU, and market access, and also perception. Why the people in Europe have a negative perception on palm oil, for example, and how do we mitigate all these issues, and how do we create more awareness to understand palm oil, Malaysia palm oil is sustainability, is sustainable, and is towards sustainability. And another impact and also prospect we can see, we can use this model to attract more partnership here. It's a cost saving and turn into profit sharing to both parties. So it's very important. Not all the while now is either the company make money or the university make profit, or now you can come out with one integrated business model. So whatever cost saving from the research, then we turn into a profit sharing. And another aspect, beside the behavioral science study, also the social impact, especially for infrastructure development. Beside the EIA study, so they also need a social impact study. So for any infrastructure project development, especially mega project like MRT, highway, LRT. So all this is another room for research on non-STEM perspective, and we can link together university and industry to work together and become a good partner.
Okay, thank you very much, Datuk. Very interesting, a win-win situation, and the area of research with the non-STEM area of research, it can be behavioral science, marketing, which you have shown based on your experience. Yeah, it is successful, and how the business model would benefits both. Yeah, the university and industry in terms of the profit sharing. Yeah, and your suggestion to have the social impact study on the infrastructure project, that is very important. Yeah, we need to get the input from the society for any infrastructure project, and the study can be done by the university. So thank you very much, Datuk. I would like to call upon Prof. Marco to give your views on this, the non-STEM areas for university industry collaboration.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Titik. as Dr. Tan highlighted, is that we are now in economic challenging waters. So I think we have to make sure that we have a good collaboration so that our students that leave our universities have a job. So I think we have to be very aggressive as universities on creating positions for our practical trainees at universities. In terms of research, I'm in the social sciences, in supply chain management. So what I've been doing is to create a lot of focus group sessions with the industry, which can be just a short engagement of a few hours with a number of industries. I did a focus group on halal procurement strategy, where we are understanding the current methods and testing possible new strategies to put in place. So focus group can be a great instrument to have effective, efficient engagement with the industry that can lead to much more. I think we should leverage also on the network of academics. A lot of academics have good relationship with universities, so should leverage on that. And finally, I think there's also an opportunity for universities to set up a small unit or a research center in an industrial cluster. And so instead of you're waiting for the industry to come to you, is that you set up a small office, for example, in industrial cluster. So in Port Klang or Shah Alam, they have a lot of industries. So if you have a small outfit there, you bring yourself physically closer into universities, and when you're physically closer, you can have lunch together, teh tarik together, and when you're physically close together, you more often meet each other. So it can also be an effective way. Thank you.
Yeah. Very interesting, Prof. Which is setting up a unit in the industry. Yeah. So instead of now we have a university industrial linkage in the university, university industrial linkage center in the university. Now we have it in the industry. Very interesting, Prof. Thank you very much. So I would like to request or ask Prof. Muhammad Surya to respond to the same question.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Titi. I think the time at the moment is very important. The non-STEM areas, I think, yeah. The industry need a collaboration with a non-STEM approach. The STEM industry now need a non-STEM approach. It's getting important. Even it's, I think it's getting significant for the non-STEM approach. So there is actually opportunity for the non-STEM field for making collaboration with the industry. For example, the technology of artificial intelligence at the moment is getting very much significant. The trend of the next 10 years will be IoT and will be, of course, artificial intelligence and big data trends. Yeah. So it actually, the technology which require collaboration from our friends in the social science. For example, the AI, we want to make an application to give solution of the low cases. So it means that the industry of this AI who built the software, of course, they have to collaborate with our friends from the law faculty for to providing legal solution to make this AI like a lawyer. And of course, cases is getting complex and getting complex. By this kind of collaboration, this our friend in non-STEM areas, of course, it will trigger them to make more research dealing with the more complex situation and providing their research, providing their providing the result of the cases to the friends in the who built the AI. So the collaboration is taking place. So that's why actually this era is the era that opportunity for the non-STEM areas is very much open up and it is very much wide for making a collaboration. Like Dato make example about marketing and Prof Marco about the supply chain and about the halal industry And it is a very just an example, and we have a very much wider ways for collaboration with the non-STEM areas. I think that's my view. Thank you.
Yes, very true, Dr. Muhammad. Yes, that's very interesting. Industry should look into the non-STEM approach. So that is where the role of the non-STEM area may come, would be able to come into the university industry linkage. And for example, the law, those who are in the law area may look into the legal aspect. So this is very important, and having the university industrial linkage is very timely to study on the aspect of the legal aspect in the implementation of the technologies. So I would like to take another question from the audience. Okay, for this question, I would like to pose to Prof. Marco first, and then to Dato, and follow up by Dr. Surya. So the question is, should industry players be involved in the curriculum development as the first initial collaboration? So please, Prof, your response.
Yeah, I think it's very important. We have to make sure that there's a match with supply and demand for talents. Certainly in these economic uncertain times where industries are very careful in hiring new staff. So the better we prepare our students, the better it is, the opportunity for them. So I think the only way to do that is that the thing we teach is in line with what is required by the industry. So we call that in marketing terms co-creation, where you develop together with the industry your curricula and the programs. What is the content that should be taught to our students? So the moment the students finish his degree, he can straight away be productive in companies. And that is sometimes a complaint made, is that we get fresh students from universities, but they are not productive yet. They can explain to you perfectly the definition of supply chain management, but then if you give them tasks, they don't know what to do. So I think the industry, is important to listen to what should we teach them exactly. And that is, I think, very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. So what about Dato? Your response, please.
Yes, it's very important for curriculum development at early stage. So I give you one example. When I headed the delegation to World Expo in Astana in 2017. So this expo actually participated with 115 countries all over the world. So in Malaysia pavilion, so we invited students from university. We selected 20 students, and then join us from the very beginning. Then they join us. From there, they know the industry needs. This is part of the education awareness, and we must understand and also share the industry problem with all these students, and also the researcher, not only student and also researcher, through our program and activity. So this World Expo is one of the good platform to expose the researcher or the future young researcher. This is what is the world expectation, the world-class standard, and also the industry needs. Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dato. Very interesting. So, Dr. Surya, is there your response, please, on this?
Yes, thank you, Prof. Titi. Yes, I strongly support with this idea, actually, with this perspective, because the typical of university curriculum development is 4 years. Every 4 years is we changing and we update the curriculum every 4 years. At least in Indonesia, is we typically we update every 4 years. I don't know in other countries maybe typical. We need some period, And after this 4 years, we implement, and the output, the 4 years next. Okay, while industry is very pragmatic, industry is very daily basis. We don't say maybe on very market demand, market needs a very rigorous and very agile solution. That's why industry must be involved, of course, when develop the curriculum. It is very much they have to be involved. But what about the content? We have to, of course, we have to mix with the academic perspective. We cannot adopt entirely what industry needs. In this case, of course, because industry and academic, we have different target. Academic is build up the knowledge, we create the value, while industry create the product, creating something. And that's why the collaboration is very important. We have to attract, we have to request industry to join on developing the curriculum, but with certain adaptation, with certain combination with the academic perspective. I think that's my view. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Surya. So we can see, as Prof. Marco mentioned just now, involvement of the industry is very important in the development of the curriculum to make sure that the graduates that we produce is ready, for the market. So the curriculum should be co-created, between industries and university. So therefore, I would like to proceed, with the fifth question, which is our last question. So the question is, in your opinion, what are the future implications of university-industry collaboration, especially during post-COVID-19? What would be the future model of university-industry collaborations? So I would like to call upon Prof. Marco to give your views on this question.
Prof. Titik, thank you so much for that question. So what are possible future models? Well, I still believe, although everything goes online, we still need to be physically together, the industry and the university. So I come from Holland, and in Holland I studied at the Twente University, and we had an industrial park next to the university where industries were located. So some students set up their own industry, or other industries set up near the university because there was synergy advantages. In Wageningen University, they have done the same. So there's an industrial zone in their university complex where food companies do research. They call that Food Valley in Wageningen University. In Indonesia, I'm the project director of Modern Halal Valley, which is a halal industrial clusters in Banten, Cikande, of 500 hectares. So of that 500 hectares, we have industry there, but also we have labs in there and also space for universities. So universities can set up a branch location there, branch unit or R&D location inside the actual halal industrial park. And so bring industry and universities together. Either you create a new industrial complex next to the university, or you're moving the universities to an existing industrial cluster. I think also the learning factory, is an effective model to provide simulation. So also industries would like to make use of your simulation tools or your learning factory. So create a kind of a simulation activities at a university which can be used by industries. So if industries want to do research, they can do that with your infrastructure at the universities. What I mentioned before is to make it attractive for industry people to switch career to universities, so get more, industry people into universities, and create new KPIs for universities as well. So not only on a number of publications, but also on other areas which are interested for the collaboration between universities and industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Very interesting. A valley or a park that unite university and industry. Very interesting. So the same question I would like to pose to Dr. Muhammad Surya. What will be the future model of university
Yes.
industry collaboration, please?
Yes, I give a short opinion. The future model of the post-pandemic, I mean, for the future, yeah, is any collaboration to the any kind of model that collaboration that strengthening the community resilience in terms of strengthening their health because of this pandemic, or at the end, I mean, end target is strengthening their economic, strengthening their quality of life. Of course, at the end is the quality of life in terms of health, in terms of economy, in terms of their prosperity. The model, I believe, should be done in the pentahelix. Somehow we call it pentahelix model. Now is we say that triple helix: government, business, government, academia, and industry. With this pentahelix, there is a role of the community, the role of the society. It's getting much important. And of course, the media and the information, community involvement is the basis for economic strengthening. It's the basis for the resilience and is the basis at the future. I mean, community is the involvement of the society because they are the one who know what they want, what they needs, and what the best application, the best output of the product they really needed by this community. I think that's my view. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Surya. I pass the same question to Datuk Tan, please.
Yep. I agree with Professor Surya's view. We need to come up with one integrated model, not only confined to this triple, meaning that university, industry, and government, and also community. So it's a four sectoral into one model. And due to the impact of COVID now, so the economic recovery, we need time to recover. So if, for example, another 3 years down the line, 3 to 5 years. So in terms of financial resources, I think it's a great challenge to everyone of us, including university and the industry. So how are we going to gather and fully optimize the existing resources and come up with more relevant research? We need, I use the word more relevant research because we cannot do research due to want to do research. We must understand, we must, again, the last few questions, we talk about the supply and market demand. So we must understand the demand. If without the demand, why should we come up with the research? So that is, we need to prioritize the research activity.
Yeah.
That's one. And with this integrated model, we commercialize the research finding and put into product, meaning that it's a value added, value innovation. So the multiplier effect is there in terms of economic. Then again, I'd like to say again just now the cost saving and turn into a profit sharing model. So that is with that industry fund again. So the industry for particular industry, they need to come up with the endowment fund for R&D. Maybe fund collected from timber industry. So maybe they want to allocate 10%. So now in Malaysia, we allocate for research. For palm oil, yes, the revenue similarly in Indonesia. So I used to work closely with Indonesia. So we come with the research. Our industry contribute the research fund. Then for AI, for digital economy, so all the thing, I think we need to integrate so this model and turn into more sustainable risk R&D model, because the impact of COVID is obvious. We can't get any more fund easily, but doesn't mean that we can't get fund. That's why the justification, the application for each research grant, we need to come up with a very strong justification prior to the application. I would like to suggest this model. The industry and university must sit down to come up with a clear objective and the clear problem statement for each research, so that you can apply to this industry fund confidently. The chances to getting the grant is higher, and more apply research and turn into dollar and cent again. So because no free grant from the industry perspective. Whatever finding, they want to see what is the economic value.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Datuk. Thank you. Very interesting. Now we can see the integrated model is not triangle, but now it is square with the involvement of the community. So before we end our webinar this afternoon, I would like to take one question from the audience. Yeah. The question is that given that academic collaboration is ongoing, how forward-looking is the collaboration thus far, considering the changes are changing exponentially, what we call as the VUCA environment, which may affect human capital requirements now and thereafter. So is there any consideration for continuous professional development collaborations? So I would like to call upon Dr. Surya for your feedback on this, your response, please.
Yes. Thank you, Prof. Titi. Thank you for the question. Yes. This collaboration, this synergy between industry academic is even getting more and more important. Yes, especially that you mentioned in the future environment. Industry is our problem together. Not only industry, even university also facing the future. Yeah, we are in the university, Prof. Titi, you know that we face a very much challenging. The student, the type of learning method is changing, very much changing and uncertain. We don't know what will be the next year. We don't know what will be the generation after this. How is our student? So this question is very interesting because is there any consideration for continuous professional development? Yes, indeed, because we believe that. I think all of us believe that we have to learn and relearn, and we have to do a sustainable learning process, and it only can be done by the collaboration between university, which is every day on the daily basis is doing about education. Is education. We do education. We do we it is our expertise actually doing learning something and teaching the people, and industry need the development and need their human resource development, professional development. So that's why this collaboration synergy should be run, and it's getting more important. But what I want to highlight is in what way. The important things is this is a challenge for university. Actually, this our self-evaluation for university and motivation also for university, that we cannot rely on the we no longer cannot rely on our knowledge, our fundamental knowledge. We have to also adapt with the real condition in our everyday condition society. So university have to open up their eyes to look at the real condition in the society and what is the problem is challenged by the industry. And industry do research about this and collaborate with industry to learn and relearn together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Surya. So can I have the response from Datuk on this?
Yeah,
the VUCA environment. So the VUCA environment, what volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. This is what we are facing now.
Actually, all this changing environment may affect our learning approach and learning method. So I find that again back to the basic, very important. So students learn the basic degree, learn the fundamental of principle and understanding the concept. And when it comes to master degree, they turn into application. So here again, how do we apply the knowledge we learn from the first degree and turn into application in our job? We can't stop that. It's a continuous learning. Again, I agree with Professor Surya. Learn and relearn, and we train the trainers and mentor and mentoring. So that approach is very important. It's a two-way learning approach, and I'd like to emphasize here. On-the-job training is very important, and experiential learning. For example, a person want to learn how to swim. So you can understand all the concept and theory, but at the end you need to jump into the swimming pool. Then only that you understand and learn how to swim. So that is the most practical approach. Simply research. So the young researcher, they need exposure, they need a good platform, they need a good supervisor and mentor and mentoring program, how to guide them. With the Gen X, Gen Y, so the gap is there. The approach is different because all the environment changes. At the end of the day, we need to come to the one commonalities. Is the best outcome from whatever research we collaborate between the university and the industry, and whatever continuous professional development program is more relevant to a person. For example, again, we want to learn public speaking. So the principle of public speaking you understand, but you must stand out and speak in front of public. How you, without rostrum, how you speak in front of public, without text, impromptu speech, how? So all these methods, you need to go through the proper exercise and training. So actually, it's no shortcut, you ask me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Datuk. Thank you. Any very short response from you, Prof? From Marco?
So I think COVID-19 gave a lot of uncertainty, and what we see now is with all those lockdowns which have been extended over more than a year already, we've seen that health crisis became an economic crisis. So we are in a recession, and the worry is that we might go into a depression if this extends. So what we are worried about is that the new generation of students can find jobs. And so I think it's very important that we relook at our programs to make them also practical. Are they still relevant in the new world order? I've been working on halal business management and creating a book and creating a subject on halal business management to offer this to the students, because in Islamic countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, what are we teaching our students about the halal businesses? So we have to relook at our curricula to make them more suitable for this environment and give the students more knowledge, relevant expertise to go out into this new economic reality. So I hope also we need to also the support from the government, the Ministry of Higher Education, so that we make it more faster, quicker to upgrade our program or change our program. And currently there's a lot of procedures involved to introduce a new program. So I hope hopefully that the Ministry of Higher Education can also support university to make quick changes now, because we are in an emergency situation also for a university. So the economic reality of COVID-19 requires also a quick action by universities, and this should be facilitated to make that quick by universities. So that should be supported by the government, the Ministry of Higher Education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much, all the panels. So before we end, I would like to sort of wrap up our discussion this morning, whereby we see that the university industrial linkage or the collaboration, actually a symbiosis collaboration. It is a synergy between universities and industry, and via the integrated model, which is now we see that there are 4 units, or the 4 4 roles, or 4 involvement from 4 sectors, which is the universities, government, industries, and now the community. That is for the benefit of course, economic, whereby on the economic aspect, as Dato' has mentioned just now, the industry would like to optimize, the profit or maximize the profit, but not to forget about the social responsibilities, and therefore the environment as well. So in order to have a sustainable and successful collaboration, the business model is very important. So we want to come up with a win-win situation. And another very important aspect of university industry collaborations, is in terms of the curriculum development, because we have to at the university we have to ensure that the content received by the student are up to date, so that when the student graduate, they are market ready. So the process for retraining will be minimized, or can be overcome. So the curriculum, should be a co-created between the universities and industry. So therefore, I think thank you very much again. I would like to congratulate all the panels. You have given a very meaningful insight, to the topic today on university and industry collaboration, and we see how the new model would be post-COVID. That is very important. Okay, so I would like to thank Prof. Marco Timan, Professor Datuk Dr. Tan, and Dr. Surya Negara for being our panel for this today's webinar. And on behalf of AeU, I'd like to thank all the audience, either from watching us from the YouTube channel or from our Facebook. Thank you very much. Your questions are very important, for our discussion this morning. So thank you very much. So we will see all of you again in our coming webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Titi,
Thank you.
Prof. Marco, Dato',
Thank you.
Prof.
Thank
Dato'
you
Tan.
very much.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
and all the audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Thank you. Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.